Hello and welcome back to cheerful ISIS in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords, where we just engaged in a civil uprising, the bloody murder of guards and all that fun. Yes, fun. HK enjoyed it, so I think we'll have a little chat with HK, because he very much enjoyed it.
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master?
Let's not say, because I like him asking that. I want some target practice, can you arrange that?
Statement. Excellent. No doubt one of your allies has turned on you and needs to be dispatched. Which one is it? The annoying pilot? Or perhaps the Achani female? She will provide excellent sport. I have often calculated what my blaster accuracy ratio would be against her. I could start with a leg shot, and I certainly hope it is not the T3 unit. Destroying him would provide little challenge. It would be demeaning.
Yes, so much fun to have a droid like HK around. Wonderful company. Hold your fire, I don't need anyone killed. Yet.
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master?
I just answered that, no. Let's say that, I don't think this is true, but I want to hear what he has to say. You don't have to call me Master all the time, you know.
Statement. Oh, I am aware of that, Master. I simply use it to give you the illusion of control and obedience. Humans often need such comforts until the end comes.
Okay. Yes. Nicely ominous. There is no illusion of control, you answer to me.
Statement. Of course I do, Master. Until the end.
I think he's just teasing us now. I hope he's teasing us now. What do you mean, the end?
Consolation, Master. Everyone dies eventually, and not all of them by my hand. Even droids die when not routinely maintained, sadly enough.
That's almost philosophical there, HK. I have other questions then.
Statement. Ah, more questions. Wonderful.
So, let us, we can ask him about the previous master. He refused to, he apparently had memory problems the last time we asked, but I think now those memory problems might be suddenly prevented, now that he likes us more.
Statement. Master, that is a question that has an extremely complicated answer. You see, I do not believe my master knew who she was most of the time, which led to some confusing situations that could have otherwise been avoided.
I am not sure I understand what conditions, situations are you speaking of?
Clarification. Suffice to say that my master had her ups and downs, and in my opinion traveled from a high point in her life to a low point. She developed qualities such as mercy, compassion, and even love for others. It was really rather revolting. Still, my master had some remarkably efficient droid-like qualities which I admired. She, too, suffered memory problems as I did.
Wait, she suffered memory problems? That doesn't sound good.
Statement. Oh, yes, Master. As indicated upon my reassembly, my central control cluster is damaged, making recalling my previously stored assassination protocols difficult. I hope that over time I shall eventually reach the status and skill I possessed before I was damaged.
You should make backups of those important things, you know. That's basic security for you. What's the last thing you remember?
Recollection. The last thing I remember is having my core wiped from the last 5 years. I believe my master was responsible.
Why? This sounds like more of that mystery that T3 was mentioning.
Answer. Even with my memory impairment, I recall that my master was about to embark on a dangerous journey. Conjecture. I believe there was something about my master's destination that she did not wish me to know.
And you are alright with this?
Answer. I am somewhat disappointed that my master did not choose to take me along, of course. Wherever my master traveled, destruction and death were assured. Speculation, but I suspect I was not the only one left behind. So there is some satisfaction that the disrespect was spread through the rest of her whiny, simpering meatbag allies.
What allies? And whiny?
Statement. Oh yes, my master had quite the collection of tortured individuals that seemed unable to confront their basic personality conflicts. Let me cite some specific examples. Mockery.
Oh, Master! I do not trust you! I cannot trust you or anyone ever again!
Conclusion. Such
Aw.
pheromone-driven human responses never cease to decrease the charge in my capacitors and make me wish I could press a blaster pistol to my behavior core and pull the trigger. I am pleased that this does not seem to be the case with your current entourage.
There's actually one missing that you get when you actually make Revan a male. I might edit that one in, because it's rather funny. Well, maybe you turn your photoreceptors on a little bit more and pay attention.
Statement. Yes, well, enough of that painful stroll through what remains of my memories. Was there something else you wish to know?
So, for now, I don't think there's more questions.
Statement. Master, before you go, I had a question for you.
So, we can answer this. It's kind of important. However, if we give this answer, this actually makes is very positive for HK. So let's give this answer for now. I will edit and maybe edit in what would have been said otherwise. So the next person who prevents me from leaving when I say the conversation is over is going to die. Now, let me go or else.
Statement.
Oh,
Yes,
shit,
Master.
I should have answered
My,
it.
I must confess, I enjoy it when you are so authoritative and dismissive toward me. It bodes well for your treatment of our enemies.
So yes, I'll edit more of the conversation in here. So one moment, it'll make future conversations make more sense. Yes, that would be the answer, but we are going for, let us engage him in this one. You may not like the answer, but go ahead.
Query. I must express some degree of confusion concerning your actions. You are the one who followed Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not?
Yes, I am. Why?
Observation. Well, Master, I was not at Malachor 5 during your near-genocidal reaction to the Mandalorian threat, but I feel that I may have been constructed as a result of that.
And, well, that's, we can actually have that conversation later. So, yes, still give some context for future talks, so I'll be right back with that.
Statement.
So now that that bit is actually answered, let's continue down that line.
Statement.
Before you asked if I was the one who served in the Mandalorian Wars. Why?
Observation. Well, Master, I was not at Malachor 5 during your near-genocidal reaction to the Mandalorian threat, but I feel that I may have been constructed as a result of that.
Care to explain that?
Observation. I believe that Revan determined that mass slaughter on such a scale may no longer be needed to achieve her aims. So perhaps you are responsible for my creation.
So you were created at Malachor?
Answer. No, Master. I was constructed shortly after the beginning of the Jedi Civil War.
Which targets were you assigned on then as an assassination droid?
Answer. Well, Master, unless you were operating on my central control cluster, I would be somewhat hesitant to discuss my targets, but I suppose it could do no harm. During the Jedi Civil War, I was responsible for certain strategic targets. For some reason, Revan did not feel that the Republic presented much of a military threat. Aside, I am somewhat unclear as to why this was so, but Revan did have a certain biological instinct regarding such things, so I will simply say that there were probably reasons for such an assessment.
That is very strange. Why did Revan not consider the Republic a threat? They are they are and were the most impressive military force in the known galaxy.
Answer. Revan felt the true war was against the Jedi. Observation. It was not something discussed with much of the others, but I think Revan recognized that a single Jedi, both in the past and in the present, could turn the tide of a conflict. So my targets were frequently Jedi, or someone close to a Jedi that could result in their corruption or collapse. Revan often assigned me to kill leaders or supporters of certain Jedi so as to erode their will.
I see. Where did those tactics came from? Yes, rather unfamiliar.
Answer. Revan saw the pressures of war on Duxon and knew that even in the heat of conflict, Jedi could be broken, not physically, but psychologically. Observation. It is a curious thing to assassinate and wound someone's personality, to assassinate them psychologically, and it took me some time to reconcile the acts. I am much more used to their direct approach. Still, I served well and killed many Jedi.
This game really is a self-learning killing machine. Yeah, he develops, he learns. It's interesting and dangerous. So you are saying that Revan intended to break the Jedi?
Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved in the systematic slaughter on such a scale cannot help but doubt and question themselves.
But Revan ordered us to kill Mandalorians at Malachor, not Jedi.
Observation. Master, I do not believe that the Mandalorians were the true target at Malachor. I believe that the intention was to destroy the Jedi, break their will, and make them loyal to Revan. I do not know if you examined the records of the deaths on Malachor, but you cannot escape that many of the Jedi and Republic soldiers who died were not Revan's strongest supporters. Observation. I believe that Revan was cleaning house at Malachor 5. What ones did not die became Revan's allies against the Republic.
Well, HK is almost learning politics in some way here. It's interesting. Brutal, but interesting. It sounds like you killed a lot of Jedi in your time then.
Answer. Oh, yes, Master. I hope none of them were friends of yours, but really, they had it coming. I do not know when the Jedi ceased to be adherents to their code, but many did not tread cautiously, and many were quite arrogant when facing a droid, as
Yes,
if we were somehow
that.
beneath them. It gave certain kills and added pleasure when being underestimated.
So he gets pleasure, does he? You took pleasure in it?
Cautionary. Master, don't take this the wrong way. But in my opinion, a blaster shot to the throat is often the best way of silencing Jedi hypocrisy.
I agree.
I have found many Jedi to be arrogant practitioners of pacifism when it is convenient for them. Also, their tendency to never directly answer a question is rather annoying.
I agree. So, let's see. We asked about the converting. I think this is just the same answer as many. Alright. If I had to kill some more Jedi, how would I do it?
Answer. Master,
Ooh.
I think that should wait until I am certain of your allegiance and your intentions toward me and the galaxy. I mean, to simply give away trade secrets in such a way, it would be an insult to my protocols.
Ah, so we have to get some more infos with him. Well, that's fine. Let us go then. Could do some more cruelty. That'll make HK happy. We are assassinating or dealing with a few captains of the guard here, and we'll pay well for each one we get rid of. So let's see. Is there news?
The Council of Lords session is running late today as General Vaklu rallies his supporters to pass his amendment giving the Council the power to manage diplomatic relations with the Republic instead of the Queen. Critics say that this amendment is a thinly veiled attempt by General Vaklu to secede from the Republic. A supermajority of Lords are needed to pass it. Political experts say that Queen Talia still has enough Lords that support her to easily quash Vaklu's latest efforts.
It's weird to see such a modern advanced society and have such basic feudal systems in place. So I think we know one of the generals should be at the Skyway here. But General Vaklu would cut himself off from many plans of the Republic. This is foolish. Insult to no civilization prospers. You don't understand the people of Onderon. They are proud and have fought many adversaries where they are. Mostly by themselves too. They've given much to the Republic and see little in return. General Vaklu believes in independence would be in the best interest for ISIS. But the Republic battles to free Onderon from Mandalorian warriors. Should be thankful. Queen Talia is young, but she looks after her people. She should be honored. The Mandalorians would never have been on this moon if it weren't for Exar Kun. He was a fallen Jedi. I think General Vaklu is right. I don't know too much about General Vaklu. Tell me more. Vaklu lies. He twists words and tries to take the heart of the people away from the rightful queen. He is a shutter. He is a war hero, leader of the resistance during the Mandalorian War, a man of vision and experience. He may not tell the truth all the time, but it works in the best interest of the people. Many realize this. He would start a war to oust our good queen. The suffering he would bring is wrong. And what do you think of Queen Talia then? Talia works with the Republic. She rules peaceably and is popular with her people. I really like this species. Her intentions are good, I admit, but those close to power see the mistake she makes. Nobles, high-ranking military, they all support General Vaklu. She does not have the experience of governing, which ISIS needs in these times. And who do you both trust more than? I think I'll know. I hear one ask a good question. I don't trust Vaklu. He lies to the people and has been caught in them before. Talia's honorable. The question is unfair. Sometimes leaders know things that the rest of us can't know. I may not trust everything he says, but worse people say, but he's also a man of honor. He never breaks from his promise. But if you can't trust a leader's words, then how can you trust their motives? Human sentience, what do you think? I also confess I'm curious what you think. So yes, we get to give us a little bit of support here. So, since we are trying to publicly court Vaklu on Mandalore's suggestion, let's see, I think we should go this. This Vaklu sounds like he is capable and has ambition, drive and experience is a powerful combination. You see, I told you so. Even the outsider sees the wisdom of supporting General Vaklu. But this course will cleave the war. Some wars are inevitable, but perhaps the Queen can be made to see reason. Let us discuss this further at the cantina. Thank you for this conversation, human. A little bit of street-side politics. Oh, nice. So over here we have, yes, Captain Bostuco was one of the captains that we are supposed to deal with. So let's have a chat with him.
The sky ramp is restricted to military personnel only. Stay clear of here, Offworlder.
What exactly is a sky ramp?
The sky ramp leads to the battlements, and this particular ramp leads straight to the palace itself. No civilians are allowed past this point.
Right. Let me speak to someone in charge, then. I'm sure I can pass. Actually, let's first try this. I'm on an important mission, and I need to see someone in the palace.
There's no chance of that, Offworlder. The palace is locked down tight, and only authorized personnel are allowed in.
Then let me speak to someone in charge. They'll authorize me.
I'm the one in charge here, Offworlder. If you try to get past me, then you'll have the entire ISIS garrison on you in seconds.
Right, well, that did not work, but I think it's not possible for that to work. Let us try force persuasion. Let me pass. I need to reach the palace.
I will let you... No. No, you're not permitted past this point. I suggest you move along, Offworlder, before you test my patience any further.
So he really is a strong of mind to resist our forced domination. Tell me of yourself. Who are you?
I am Captain Bastuco. I have served loyally in the Onderon military for 20 years.
20 years would mean you were here during the Mandalorian Wars, right?
I was a soldier when the Mandalorians took our world, and I fought in the Resistance. When we drove them from Onderon, I served on the Wall for 10 years after.
You mean after the Jedi drove the Mandalorians from Onderon? The Mandalorians never gave ground to any Onderon soldier.
Such of you could be considered treason. Onderon was responsible for much of the fighting during the last days of the war. Without General Vaklu, the Republic would have fallen.
What do you think of General Vaklu, then?
General Vaklu is my superior officer, and I respect the chain of command. He kept the Resistance alive when the Mandalorians were destroying our world.
And tell me then of this wall that you served on.
The Wall is the barrier between Isis and the Onderon wilderness. For hundreds of years, we kept the city free of beasts and beast rider scum. The greatest honor for an officer is to serve on the Wall. Many aspire to the post, but few are worthy of it.
And why aren't you on the Wall anymore, then?
I was requested to guard the sky ramp in the merchant quarter.
You don't sound too pleased about your post.
My personal feelings on the matter are irrelevant. I received an order, and I carried it out.
So, we probably can't mind-wipe him, and maybe we can persuade him on this point. It seems such a distinguished officer would be of more use somewhere else.
You're right. I have many good years of service left in me. Yet I feel like I'm being set aside. They said they needed their best men here, but skyramp duty has always been relegated to fresh officers.
If you are unhappy, you should request to be reassigned back to the Wall.
I couldn't do that. I heard the reassignments came from the Queen herself.
Certainly your superiors would grant a transfer to you if you ask, as you're so honorable and important.
I'm a soldier, and it's my duty to serve. Now be on your way. You've wasted enough of my time.
So we can't really convince him. Well, he has to die then. Sorry, old man. But there's a bounty on your grey old head. I'm here to collect. So say it. So you just go to the security terminal. Use this ISIS security card to slice in. Did we get the area schematic just yet? Okay, well we have it now. So that's the market, nothing we can do there. The sky ramp, hello there sir. What if this suddenly exploded? Sorry sir, you're dead now. And that is one dead officer. And one big chunk of money. Now let us have a quick chat with the other captain we ran into. This fella over there, Riken. Maybe we can talk him into being reassigned.
Back again, Off-Worlder? I'm sure you have a starport visa. If I were you, I'd leave before too many more beast cages are stacked in the streets.
What's, wait, actually, ask about that. There are a lot of soldiers around here, aren't there?
These are troubled times. You've probably heard that General Vaklu and Queen Talia are having some disagreements.
Can you tell me more about these disagreements?
I've been warned from command to keep my opinions to myself on that. So I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Ask around, though. There are plenty of people who'd like nothing more than to talk about it.
Really, how did you mean that you got in trouble?
Times are too complex for a simple soldier like myself. Sometimes I made the mistake of answering questions honestly. If you say anything bad about a superior officer, they call that disrespecting the rank. Do that too many times and it's not long before you're a civilian.
Who else? Why don't you just tell me what you really think? I won't tell, I promise.
Yes, tell them what you really think, Riken.
I don't think so. I know you'd like nothing better than getting me drummed out of the military, but I'm not gonna say a word.
How will it get better if people don't speak out? That's just a form of cowardice, isn't it?
It's not that simple. Soldiers are
failure.
guardians. We protect people. But if they get too political, then it enters dangerous territory. It can even lead to a coup d'etat.
Are you implying something, Riken?
The only thing I'm implying is that it's my duty as a soldier to keep politics at home. On the job, I respect the rank and the chain of command.
Oh, so if more possibilities to... I like this answer. It's more philosophical, I think, than the first one. You hide behind shaking your rationales, build of fear and weakness. You don't have the strength to live by your beliefs, do you?
Strength? It's not about strength. The military is being corrupted by the general. If those faithful to the Queen don't steer clear of Vaklu's Cathound...
That's enough! You may be the Queen's pawn, Riken, but you will not rail against a brilliant general like Vaklu.
Can't you see it? He's slick with words, but Vaklu's inner circle are responsible for dark deeds. Anyone that speaks out against him is labeled a rebel spy. You think the Republic
Sounds
needs a
very
few
imperial.
hundred spies in ISIS? Most spies are picked up in raids and never heard from again. It's just wrong.
I will see you are relieved of your command for this. Your mouth just ended your career. No matter how distinguished your war record is, it is over.
I don't know how much more help I'll be. Won't be in the military too much longer.
Statement, Master. Next time I wish you would let me torture them to obtain cooperation.
Well, that would be a bit too obvious there, HK. But yes, that is two officers drummed out of the... or dealt with in the military. So we can report our success, and then we just have to find the last one, but I think I'll leave that for the next episode.
You're back to visit me. 2 of the poor captains have lost their commands. Great shock, no doubt. Just 1 more left, and the Royalist captains will be no more. Here is the sum of credits we agreed upon.
Right, I'll be going now. So, yes, thank you, sneaky woman. 5,000 credits. So, next episode we'll hopefully find the last commander. He's probably at the cantina, so we'll visit that then. So, until the next bit, stay safe. Yeah, that's fine, stay safe.